Hey guys, Jack here. I recently had one of my viewers ask me what my go-to marker was. And I thought about it for a while, and it's kind of a complicated question because I've had many go-to markers, and I still have almost every marker that I've ever bought since 1984 because that's when I bought my first marker. I played in New Hampshire and used a rental, and then I loved it so much I went out and bought what I thought, and probably was at the time, the best marker that you could buy. And that marker that I bought was a PGP. Okay, it's a Sheridan, single shot, stock class, tube feed, all brass. I used this thing right through the 80s, all the way to probably 1990, maybe 91. And then I went out and I bought AGD Mini Mag. Now, this is still one of my go-to markers. I have used this thing. It's my baby. I've used it hundreds of times, and until you've used the Automag, shot with an Automag, then you just don't know. These things are a fun marker to play with. It's a piece of history right here. I still have it, still use it occasionally. Then, electric guns started to become popular. I went out and I got a couple of ions. I still have them. They're in pieces in a box. I didn't put them back together yet. But I used those ions for a while. And then for some reason, I went out and I bought this marker here, which is a Spider MR2. Probably the loudest gun you've ever heard. Paintball gun, that is. This thing is loud and intimidating. And when you're shooting at someone with this, they know they're getting shot at, and it's a scary gun to be shot at. Now, it's kind of a chopper. I mean, it had eyes, and, it worked well. It still works, believe it or not. Let's shut the eyes off. It still works. It's got a full auto, 3-round burst, and single shot. And, I had a lot of fun with it, but it's a Spider, and Spiders are good markers, but, they're not a high-end marker. And, and at the time, electric markers were really getting popular, and I had to go out and get one. Like I said, I had a couple of ions, had some fun with those. But I was never really a big fan of electric guns. So then, let me see, next in line, I went out and I got an Sp1, which is a smart parts gun. And I upgraded it to a Blackhawk. And the thing, through paint like nothing you've ever seen. This gun with the Blackhawk in it is a fast gun. Fun gun to play with. As you can tell right now, I've converted it to a mechanical marker. I've used the body off an Sp1 and I put it on a GOG Enemy grip frame and regulator setup and valve, and this is actually a mechanical gun, even though it looks like an Sp1. And I love this gun, believe me. But I've kind of changed the way I think nowadays. I don't like electric guns. To me, it's batteries are a pain in the butt. 9-volt batteries are expensive. You forget to turn your gun off. You're struggling to turn it on, whatever. I like mechanical guns. I always have. So I've kind of gone away from that electric gun thing. So in maybe the mid-90s, I jumped on the Tippmann bandwagon. My first Tippmann was a 98. Probably the most iconic gun in the game. I love it. I still use it. It's flawless. I can't say enough about the Tippmann 98. Great gun, mechanical. I upgraded it with a double trigger and did a couple little internals, but for the most part, I've kept it pretty stock. Then I went through a stage where I wanted to get a little more firepower, and I got an A5. I love my A5. This thing's fantastic. No electric trigger, no response trigger. Like I tried to tell you, I don't like electric guns. I like mechanical guns. To me, it's more enjoyable to play with a mechanical gun. Less things to worry about, and nobody can ever accuse you of overshooting them. I've had guys come up to me and, oh, you overshot me. It's like, no, I didn't. Look, it's a mechanical gun. I didn't ramp you. So, Tippmann A5, God, great gun. Then I had to go out and I got an X7 Phenom. Now I got to tell you, this thing is amazing, an amazing, amazing marker. I love it. I play with it all the time, and I love this gun. I would strongly suggest any of these guns to anyone. In my opinion, this is the best Tippmann ever made. I know they've come out with a new striker and they got this, that, and everything, but this phenom, it literally, not to be foolish sounding, but it typifies a Tippmann. It's everything that you want out of a Tippmann and more. It's a great gun. Love it. Still use it. But my number one gun that I've ever owned, and people are going to say, oh, you're crazy, but I'll tell you, I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the gun I go to. It's my go-to marker. I use it constantly, and I love it. And you know, and I'm not going to sit here and claim to be the best paintball player in the world, because I'm not. I've been playing since 1984, and you know, I know some things, and I get a lot of kills, but you know, I get killed a lot. And you know, like I said, in my opinion, if you don't get hit, you're not playing. So here we go. This is my favorite marker of all times, other than my auto mag. I love my auto mag too. It's a GOG enemy. I know there's a lot of guys out there that, you know, got a lot of things to say about smart parts, because GOG is basically, you know, revamped smart parts. You know, they had some sketchy business practices and really hurt a lot of people. But needless to say, they still made great markers. But this is my GOG enemy. I've done a few little upgrades. I put a macro line on it, an on-off, clamping feed neck. But I'll tell you, for the money, this is the funnest gun you've ever played with in your life. It is light as a feather, and this thing shoots. The trigger pull can't be a 1/16 of an inch. And I mean, I can pull 8 balls a second all day long with this gun. People come up and accuse me of having an electric gun. I got to pull the cover off to show them there's no battery, that it is an electric gun. And I strongly suggest to anyone, for 140, I think they're up to 149 now, 150 bucks. This marker is fantastic, and you combine it with a good barrel. Here I got a Lapco Big Shot Apex ready. You throw an Apex on one of these things, and you would not believe how well this thing works in the woods. It gives you a true advantage, and the satisfaction of knowing that you're using a mechanical gun and not some electrically assisted gun that's going to let you shoot 100 balls a second, because nobody wants to get lit up like that. And to be honest with you, most fields don't even let you use your automatic and your ramping. If you're a speedball player, I totally understand why you need that ramping function, and you need the PCP or the whatever. You need all these little freaking modes that you can put your gun in to give you an advantage. But so that's it. You know, these. I mean, I have many other guns. I really do. I mean, I'm not bragging. I just, you know, I've been playing for a long time. I'm a grown man. I buy things when I want them. But that's just a quick little look at some of my favorite guns of all times. And to this day, with the exception of my auto mag, I love this GOG enemy, and I would suggest anyone to get one. It is the funnest marker you ever played with. You're just so light, you're running around all day, your arms don't hurt at the end of the day. It's a great, great little marker. So I hope that answers your question. I'm not trying to brag or nothing, but, you know, I love paintball, I love the sport, and I like to be well equipped. So, as always, thanks for watching, and I appreciate it, and, you know, rock on.